Hi, I'm Adele Field, Paradise Permaculture Institute Board Member and Digital Marketing Coordinator. Permaculture has literally been life-changing for me, giving me a way to look at the natural world and the built environment by following the patterns of nature to embrace plant diversity and create sustainable, abundant, healthy food and soil systems. I'm from Melstone, a small rural town in eastern Montana where I manage a community garden and own a home on a parcel of city lots that have seen decades of neglect. My vision is to restore part of the land as a pollinator habitat with wildflowers and trees, and to continue improving my food garden areas. The soil is alkaline and clay, from hard pan to impassable gumbo, depending on the weather. Water is scarce and poor. The growing season window is short and unpredictable. My best growing successes have been squash, sunflowers, cherry tomatoes, comfrey, and in my small greenhouse, carrots, kale, and arugula. My grandmother's rhubarb, lilacs, black currants, and just two, tulips come back reliably each year without my intervention. I save my winter squash seeds, and they do well from year to year. After removing the flesh, I dry the seeds on paper towels or in a bamboo steamer with a screen I added to the bottom. When they're thoroughly dry, I put them in a glass or plastic container or an envelope or a Ziploc bag until I'm ready to plant in seed blocks or direct sow outside. My other strong success has been cherry tomatoes. Apparently, the right way to save tomato seeds, thanks YouTube, is to ferment them. Scoop them into a jar, add water, wait a few days, skim off the layer of mold, wash, strain, dry, and store. Previously, I just let the seeds and their gelatinous sprout inhibitor covering dry out on paper towels, then kind of rub them together to remove most of the dried goop. I had pretty decent germination rates, but I will give the fermentation stage a try. The two most important lessons I've learned are: 1, label seeds with variety, year, and source. To wait is to forget, at least for me. And 2, be sure the seeds are completely, absolutely, totally, really dry before storing. Otherwise, they may spoil. I also save flower seeds from the community garden at the end of the season: calendula, flax, marigold, sunflower, and hollyhocks. The hollyhock seeds take hours to separate, so I generally cut the stalks and devote an afternoon to them at home. Some of my plants are great at self-seeding, so I let them: carrots, lettuce, borage, dill, purslane, yarrow, and more hollyhocks. At home, I love seeing beneficial wild plants arrive voluntarily each spring: dandelions, salsify, lamb's quarter, mustards, mullein, plantain, wild roses. One of my most exciting finds last summer was some Asclepsia cyrenaica, common milkweed, the preferred food of the monarch butterfly. When the seed pods were just starting to burst, I harvested 50% of them and left the rest on the plants. I'll start some indoors and also try planting some directly in the ground to see if I can increase their numbers. For me, a gardening experiment is a worthwhile experience as a learning opportunity, no matter what the outcome. I just recently collected some pine cones after a fierce windstorm, and I've got some organic gala apple seeds in my fridge in a baggie of moist potting soil. And yes, I know they won't be true to the originals. I successfully germinated some in the past, but they died in the transplant stage when I had to leave for traveling. Do your research. talk and share with other gardeners. And above all, don't be afraid to take chances. It's the best way to learn.